America, the land of opportunity. The country where anything is possible. The country that produces many of the airplanes we fly around the world. And the same country where many companies whose products we use today, including Google, Apple, Facebook and Amazon, were invented. And, alas, a country where for many companies, getting to market is difficult, intimidating, and often frustrating. Why is getting to market in the United States often so difficult? And what are companies and entrepreneurs supposed to do about it? Aplo's Regulatory Consulting UK Limited will address these two questions in today's video. First, why is American regulatory approval so difficult? To go into detail about every single issue entrepreneurs encounter getting to market would result in an hours-long movie of excruciating and confusing detail. To keep things simple, this specific video will focus on one example: companies seeking clearance from the Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, the government agency charged with protecting the public health and monitoring safety, efficacy, and security of the food we consume, the drugs we take, or the medical devices used. According to ScienceDirect.com, the FDA is said to be slow, risk-averse, and expensive. To achieve Food and Drug Administration clearance, proving a product's safety and benefits isn't enough. Medical device manufacturers must also prove that their products are efficacious, which in plain English means successful in producing a desired or intended result. According to the Journal of the American Medical Association, financing these studies is expensive. Getting FDA clearance for one medical device can cost upwards of $31 million, while patient recruitment can reach as high as $8,000. In short, satisfying the more stringent FDA requirements is expensive and requires vast amounts of human capital. Corporate lobbying also plays a vital role in the United States. According to a Merrimack College study of FDA approval data from 1998 to 2013, lobbying firms have a 67.3% higher chance of getting FDA clearance for their products versus non-lobbying firms. Next, according to an article published by the University of Connecticut, the Food and Drug Administration is actually not entirely taxpayer funded. Rather, 45%, almost half of its operating budget, comes from user fees paid by manufacturers whose products FDA is supposed to regulate. During the 1980s AIDS epidemic, activists were concerned about FDA's lengthy delays in studying and approving HIV experimental drugs. Under intense pressure, Congress in 1992 passed the Prescription Drug User Fee Act, which President George H.W. Bush signed into law. While the Food and Drug Administration is not a wholly owned subsidiary of the drug and medtech industry, there no doubt is a cozy relationship between the FDA and the industry it regulates, meaning outsiders will have a very difficult time. Nor is it any secret that overregulation is a problem. According to the American Hospital Association, health systems, hospitals, and post-acute care providers must comply with more than 600 regulatory requirements across multiple domains, including those of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, the Office of Inspector General or OIG, the Office for Civil Rights or OCR, and the Office of the National Coordinator for Health Information Technology or ONC. While there are probably more, these are the main federal agencies affecting healthcare providers. Furthermore, manufacturers are also subject to state regulations and other federal entities. Some states are more regulated than others. While not going into detail here, the state of California, according to US News and World Report, has the most regulations of any state. So with this in mind, what are small to medium-sized companies and their respective entrepreneurs who lack the bottomless pockets to get past American-based regulators supposed to do? The answer, simply, is to generate sales outside of the United States. And herein lies the importance of getting to market in the European Union. With a population of around 450 million people, Europe is one of the biggest markets in the world. Getting to market in the EU is easier, as the bar is lower with manufacturers only needing to prove a product's safety and benefits. That said, there may be further requirements depending on the industry, which Applos will address in future videos. Being a member of the EU ensures free movement of goods, services, capital and citizens in a single market. In fact, when a company files paperwork with one regulatory authority in the EU, they are cleared to sell in every EU country. For example, a company filing with the relevant governing body in the Netherlands is free to do business in France, Germany, Ireland, or any other EU country. The EU is one of the largest economies in the world. Just to clarify, this is all the EU countries put together. Of the biggest economies by country, the United States is still the biggest, having an economy bigger than France, Germany, or the Netherlands to name just a few EU countries. However, the European Union economy as a whole is still amongst the biggest economies in the world. Because of that, the EU is one of the world's largest trading blocs along with the USA and the Asia-Pacific region. Finally, the EU ranks highly for international investments and is a safe part of the world in which to do business. Of course, while the Applos team wants to be realistic, we do not want to discourage anybody from the United States. It is still the biggest economy in the world and one of the safest places in which to do business. The message of this video is not to forget US sales and marketing, but rather embrace foreign markets first, such as the European Union that have lower barriers to entry, while figuring out the American regulatory strategy. We also embrace the belief that you must either find a way or create one. To that end, we will help as much as possible any company wishing to enter the American market. So how can the Applos team assist? Applos Regulatory Compliance UK Limited helps companies interested in getting regulatory clearance for their products, but without the bloated fees and intimidating jargon. We can help with advising clients on material to include in a submission, reviewing submissions, doing a gap analysis, and compiling regulatory documentation from scratch as well as more. From our London-based offices, we work with companies all over the world. Contact us today to learn more about what we do, your needs and how we might be able to assist. Please let us know too, what questions do you have? What would you like the Applos team to address? Stay tuned for more videos on this channel. And thank you as always for watching.